Welcome to the Coin Atlantis channel, the old and rare coins channel. Do not forget to click on the like button and activate the subscription bell until you receive all new on our channel. 1937 Buffalo Nickel Value Guide. 1937 Buffalo nickels are very prevalent and, at most, have a marginally higher value than their face value. However, your numismatic collection can fetch a fortune for its significance, melt value, and misstruck errors. For today's video, let us learn the value of a 1937 Buffalo nickel. What is the 1937 Buffalo nickel made of? Except for the coin's reverse, the Type 2 1937 Buffalo nickel resembles the Type I of 1913. In the 1937 version, the bottom of the reverse has been redesigned. The buffalo, formerly standing on elevated ground, is now on a line or a plane. The word 5 cents, previously written on the mound, is now concealed by a recessed area below the line, guarding it against deterioration. The buffalo nickel was produced using this style from 1913 to the end of the buffalo motif in 1938. James Earl Fraser's bust of the Native American head nickel design appears on the obverse of the 1937 buffalo nickel. It also features the word Liberty in front of the Native American head and the year of minting on the Native American head's shoulder area. The designer's initial F is seen below the year of minting. You can notice a line border surrounding the coin, separating some areas from others. On the reverse, we can see the bison design created by Fraser displayed in the middle. The denomination 5 cents is placed under the bison design, and the mint mark, if available, is struck under it. The words United States of America are arching on top with the Latin phrase E pluribus unum placed on its lower right portion. Similar to the coin's obverse, we can also see that a line border surrounds this side of the coin. 1937 Buffalo Nickel Varieties. The 1937 Buffalo nickel has a face value 5 cents and has a metal composition of 75% copper and 25% nickel. This plain-edged coin has a diameter of 21.20 mm and weighs 5 grams. In most grades, the 1937D Buffalo nickel is extremely common. Thousands of specimens of this particular issue have been confirmed in MS64, MS65, and MS66 conditions. However, in the MS67 condition, the coin's population drastically decreases. Fortunately, it is in MS68 condition, wherein this coin shines. One of the two PCGS MS68 samples sold for an astounding $35,250 in March 2015, breaking all previous records for the period and essentially for any late vintage Buffalo nickel. Thousands of mint state coins from the numerous sequestered rolls dispersed during the 1950s and 1990s still contain 1937 Denver mint nickels. There may still be a few original rolls in older collections, however, it is unlikely that any have survived decades of encapsulation. Collectors shouldn't skimp on this common date, although most coins were produced on overworked dies that showed extensive erosion lines and loss of detail. Another coin from the Denver Mint, rich in repunched mint mark variants, may have been made with transitional dies for the 1936 or 1938 coinage. The most prevalent Buffalo nickel in circulating grades and the second most prevalent in mint state and gem condition is the 1937 Buffalo variant, after the 1938D variant. This coin's strike is typically crisp, and its luster frosty. Despite having a lower mintage than the 1936P issue, the 1937P Buffalo nickel is more prevalent in top grades. The 1937 Buffalo nickel issue from Philadelphia and 1938D are among the most sought-after issues for type collectors due to the sharp strikes and brilliant shine that characterize many of the survivors. The most prevalent Buffalo nickel from the San Francisco Mint is the 1937S variant. For a 1937S Buffalo nickel, the strike is often decent, and the luster is typical of the gray brilliant variety. This S-Mint Buffalo nickel is unquestionably the best in terms of overall brilliance, surfaces, and strike. Since this date was still being printed by banks a year or two later and was so hoarded by collectors and speculators, it appears to be the most abundant surviving mint state pieces. Many repunched mint mark types for 1937's nickels are less noticeable than those from the preceding 2 years and have received little attention. Despite the fact that every single 1937 proof nickel was made with a brilliant finish, only a very small percentage of them have enough contrasting texture on their devices to be called cameo. This year holds the record for the largest production of proof buffalo nickels for the entire series. Although many copies of this issue exist, the great demand for type collectors keeps the coin's prices high. Most of these proofs are found in the PR64 to Prairie 67 range, and more than half are known in PR65 or greater. A few dozen have received PR68 certification from PCGS and NGC, and PCGS has graded 2 as PR69. The Buffalo Nickel's proof production ceased in 1937, and the Jefferson nickel, which exclusively represented the proof nickels of 1938, was introduced the following year. List of 1937 Buffalo nickel errors. Doubled die error. A doubled die is a form of die variation on a coin. It usually occurs when an error during the hubbying process doubles the design on the die. When a hub strikes the die at a slightly different angle, this will result in the design appearing on the die twice or sometimes even 3 or 4 times. Struck through error. When a foreign object makes an impression on a coin by being struck into it, the result is a struck through error. When the nature and origin of the foreign object are clearly visible, such errors are always more convincing. Repunched error. When the letter punch used to place the mint mark into the working die leaves 2 or more offset impressions, the result is a repunched mint mark variant. The impressions almost always overlap. A completely separate secondary mint mark is extremely hard to find. How much is the 1937 Buffalo nickel worth today? Head to the Numismatic Guarantee Company, NGC, website. You can check their price guide and see that a 1937 Buffalo nickel's worth, as of January 2023, is estimated between $20 and $400 in circulated condition. However, this value significantly increases when the coin is sold on the open market, especially in pristine and uncirculated conditions. For instance, you can make as much as $10,000 for selling a 1937D Buffalo nickel in pristine uncirculated condition. You can make less for the ones minted in Philadelphia at only $8,000, but that's still worth a lot for a 5-cent coin. The 1937's Buffalo nickel takes the highest honor at $22,500 if sold on the open market. Where to buy or sell 1937 Buffalo nickel? The most practical approach to buying or selling 1937 Buffalo nickel is to go to online auction sites and other online markets. Many sellers put bids on websites such as eBay, ETSE, Amazon, and Craigslist. However, you can buy or sell your 1937 Buffalo nickels at the coin and antique shops. But finding one there may be more difficult. It is also important to seek assistance from reputable coin grading service providers like PCGS and NGC, if you need advice on where and how to buy or sell your 1937 Buffalo nickels. FAQs. What is the error on the 1937 Buffalo nickel? Only the Denver Mint coins include the 1937 Buffalo nickel 3 legs error. It can be seen on the coin's reverse, notably on the Buffalo's front legs. The right leg is hardly discernible due to a minting mistake. The Buffalo in the design has 3 legs because of this. With this error, you would be extremely fortunate to own a 1937 Buffalo nickel. How much is a 1937 3-legged Buffalo nickel worth? The NGC price guide estimates the value of a 1937 Buffalo legs nickel minted at Denver to be between $350 and $1,950 in circulated condition. However, if you sell it on the open market, this coin could make you as much as $110,000 in pristine and uncirculated condition. What makes a 1937 Buffalo nickel valuable? Suppose you have a 1937 Buffalo nickel that is in pristine, uncirculated condition. In that case, you can make as much as $8,000, Philadelphia Mint, $10,000, Denver Mint, $22,500, San Francisco Mint, and a whopping $110,000, Denver Mint, 3-legged variant, if you sell it on the open market. Is a 1937 Buffalo nickel made of silver? No. The 1937 Buffalo nickel has a metal composition of 75% copper and 25% nickel.